Dawn broke slow on a field gone gray. Ash on my boots go send my way. Steel on the ground look dead and still. A cold sword hilt with a long lost will. Dust clung thick like a curse I wore. Grip stiff and frozen from the days before. I reached for it once, tried to claim his fire, but the metal stayed cold like a buried liar. I said, you want blood, you want me mean. Winded sharp like a blade unseen. The hip didn't move when revenge was near. Just lay there quiet, heavy with fear. Oh, but when I stood tall with my hands pulled back, chose honor over the aftershock of attack. That dead cold steel began to glow. He crawling up like a breath I know. If steel warms for honor, then honor is my fire. Yeah, metal wakes when my heart stays true. Then honor's what I rise into. I've walked through towns where my name went black. Lost good friends on the wrong damn track. Loved a woman wild as a summer storm. She said, you kill again, you won't stay warm. The battlefield grown like a living wound. Cruel circle low, I'm in death so tuned. I gripped that hilt, felt nothing still. I could judge my heart by my darkest will. I cut my palm with a Bowie knife thin. Let blood drip red on the ashen skin. A vow spilled out, no kill tonight. And the metal twitched with a rising light. God, I whisper, watch her walk away. Ain't spilling blood just to feel okay. My breath it steel and it breathed back heat. Like honor pulled fire from beneath my feet. So I rose again with a spine unbent. Dust in my teeth, truth in my intent. And that sword he'll glow like a new day born. Not for vengeance but for who I'd sworn. If steel warms for honor, then honor is my fire. I ain't begging heaven to wash me clean. If my choice can wake the metal in me, then honor is the flame I keep. Rising without blood is strength enough for me. Whoa. I climbed that ridge with a worn out soul. Boots cut open, heart full of holes. Cold wind bit like a preacher's doubt. Echoes waiting high for a man burned out. I muttered soft, hell I'm tired, you here. But the mountain kept quiet like it knew my fear. Sky hung low like a world half broken, holding his breath for the words unspoken. My voice cracked thin when I called again. A man split open between truth and pain. I don't know if I can make it tonight. And the canyon held still like it weighed my fight. But when I speak all into the dying blue, shouting my weakness straight and true, the echo came back stronger than my own breath. The thunder rolling up from a canyon's depth. Mountainess is stronger than strength is already in me. Yeah, if the cliffs speak loud where my courage breaks, then strength is a truth I was meant to see. Ooh. I once loved a woman carved out of fire. Told me courage ain't talk, it's blood and desire. But I ran from her heat like a coward's song. Left her truth behind just to prove me wrong. Now this mountain stood like a wiser friend, judging the tremble I couldn't defend. I said, if you hear me, don't lie back. And the echo hit hard like a rifle crack. I knelt in the dirt, drew a mark with my blade, a small outlaw ritual the old man made. Placed my palm to the ground and breathed it in. Said if I fall tonight, let it cleanse my sin. Fighting the wind, felt the earth hum low like candy cane. The echo waited deep and wide like a buried truth on the mountainside. And the echo broke free like a storm unchained, roaring back loud with the strength I gain. If the cliffs shout bold when my fear grows thin, then thunder is my guide. Yeah, if the mountain roars truths I can't deny, then thunder is a backbone I keep inside. I wasn't speaking brave, bravery was speaking me. It was sundown when I crossed that hall, old wood groaning like it knew my fall. That ancient door sang a cracked old tune, creaks echo long like a ghost in June. My boots kick dust off a life gone wrong, whiskey regret still burning strong. I muttered, ain't much left to drag, and the wind pushed back like a torn out flag. Then I turned around around like a fool in doubt. One last look at the pain I'd carved out, and behind me clicked like a warning shot. That door slammed shut on everything I forgot. So I faced ahead through the grit and smoke. Cold truth hitting harder than the lies I spoke. And that door cracked open when I stood straight. Like the future only works when you don't hesitate. If the past seals shut behind me, then forward is the only truth I need. Yeah, if yesterday locks me out clean, then forward is the man I'm meant to be. I once loved a woman sharp as sin, eyes like storms that drag you in. She told me, look back and you'll drown in shame. And damn if she wasn't right about my name. The corridor stretched like a noose pulled tight, shadows twitching in the broken light. I brushed my fingers across the holy scars on a locket I stole from my worst memoirs. Pulled my knife, cut my thumb edge thin, smeared blood on the door like signing my sin. A rough outlaw, blessing to break my fear. A vow if I walk forward, keep this path clear. God, I growled low, turn away or stay. Either one, I'm moving through this day. The door breathed open, a trembling inch, like my shadow forced the world to flinch. So I walked ahead with a spine rebuilt, past dust, past ghosts, past blood, so guilt. And that stubborn door eased wide with grace, like the future bowed down to the steps I face. If the past seals shut behind me, then forward is the only truth I need. I ain't begging heaven to guide my feet if my courage wakes the road in front of me. Is all I'll ever be. The dawn broke slow when you hit that ridge. Dust stuck thick like a broken pledge. Chainmail on your shoulders pulled you down, cold as a warning, heavy as a hangman's crown. Every step back made the metal freeze. Links bit deep like a sinner's teeth. You muttered, damn, you want me gone. And the armor chimed sharp like it said, walk on. You felt that weight climb up your spine, like every old lie you tried to leave behind. Wind whispered low, coward, turn around. There's something in your boots, refuse the ground. So you stepped ahead through the burning ache. Chainmail rang out like a glass heartbreak. One link shifted, then the whole thing sighed. If your load turns soft when you move toward truth, then forward is the only thing real. You once loved a woman with a wildfire. She saw your armor, saw through your lies. Told you run backward and you'll drown in guilt, but you ran anyway. That's the cage you built. Now the day grew hot like a preacher's hand, sweat mixed with blood as you tried to stand. You heard the male whisper, face your fear, and you snarled back, then point me clear. You knelt by a stone, slice your palm real slow, let blood fall red where the shadows grow. Pressed your hand to the armor's chest, a ritual to wake the part you repressed. God, you whispered, don't lift my sin, just teach me how to carry it in. Your chainmail shook like a living thing, metal trembling like a soul mid-swing. Then you stepped again with the fear half dead. Dust rose warm around your tread. Chainmail lightened link by link, as if forgiveness lived in the way you think. If your burden's lighten forward, then forward's where you heal. You don't need heaven to draw your map, just the weight that lifts when you stop your back. Yeah, every sin you drag into the day grows lighter when you walk its way. For it ain't mercy, it's the only road that's real. Midnight, he was crawling off the stone that night. Ash lay thick like a promise gone tight. Every breath I took felt used and wrong, like the world kept asking why I'm still hanging on. There on the ground lay an angel's wing, burned black stiff like a falling thing. Feathers scorched, cracked at every seam. No holy left, just a ghost of a dream. I said, hell, is this what grace become? And the night breed cold like beating drums. I knelt close, shadows crawling wide, and my own damn darkness wrapped around its side. When I whispered, Ruby, I ain't done yet. That wing shook once, like a living thread, lifted slow beneath my shade, like my shadow gave it the strength it made. If falling grace rises under my shadow, then shadows are my wings to follow. Yeah, if ruins move when I stand tall, then my darkness is the light I call. Yeah, I've walked through towns where my name turned sour, loved a woman who could burn down a tower. She told me your demons ain't done with you. I told her good, I ain't done with them too. The moon crawled low like a wounded eye, smoke curled up like a funeral cry. I lay two fingers on that wing so charred. Twitched again, small, weak scar. Pulled my knife, cut my palm edge thin. Let a drop fall red on the feathered skin. My blood is hot like a Bowery bone. A rough outlaw ritual in a world half-tone. God, I growled, you watch or turn away. Either way, I'm moving through this day. The wing breed back a trembling beat, like my sin gave broken heaven heat. So I rose up slow, with a spine that hurt. Dust on my boots, blood in the dirt. And that falling wing climbed 1 inch more. Not from angels, but from the fight I wore. If falling grace rises under my shadow, then shadows are my wings to follow. I ain't begging heaven to lift me through. If broken light stirs when I move, then my darkness is the strength I use. And rising from the ruins, all I'll ever do. Their ruined roof grown like a dying beast, stone dust falling like an old man's priest. A cracked stone pillar leaned over my name, ready to drop and end my blame. Smoke crawled slow from the desert ground, heat so thick it didn't make a sound. I muttered, damn, is this how I go? And the pillar creaked closer like it wanted yes more than no. I dropped to my hands, knees shaking thin, dust in my teeth, fire under my skin. The stone kept splitting with a wicked hiss, like judgment leaning in for a killing kiss. But when I pushed up hard with a breath half broke, growled a loud cone through the heat and smoke. Every crack froze still like the world held tight, stone stopping cold in the middle of his bite. If collapse holds at my refusal, then refusal is my roar. Yeah, if the world backs down when I defy, then refusal is the fire in my core. I once fought men who would break your spine, loved a woman sharp as a copper mine. She told me stand tall or the world digs in, but I sank instead, traded grit for sin. Now this soul ruin held my breath in place, stone dropping shadows on my tired face. I spat in the dust, said not today, and the pillar paused like it heard my say. Pulled my knife, carved the line in my palm, blood slid warm while the world stayed calm. Smeared it on a stone like a vow in red. Life ain't taking me till I'm damn well dead. God, I whispered, watch or walk away. Either way, I'm fighting through this day. The pillar trembled like a horse in pain, groaning low under my Then I shoved again with a spine reborn, dust exploding like a newborn storm. And that cracked stone froze mid-collapse, holding steady under my relay. push more than refusal is the breath I keep. And standing wild against the fall is how I rise deep. When I cross that field, war smoke hanging like a vowing sea. Bodies turn cold where the dust turned red, and every step I took felt on by the dead. Right in the center lay a spear split through, shaft cracked open like a truth I knew. His jagged point lifted, aimed at my chest, like judgment waiting on the sins I killed. I whispered you wanted me, you're calling me out. Wind hits sharp like a devil's shout. One more inch back and I swear that spear turned with me slow like it smelled my fear. So I stepped on forward like a man half born, through ash, through heat, through the sins I wore. And the broken spear twisted off his mark, not toward my heart but towards the far off spark. If danger shows my path tonight, then danger's where I start my fight. If danger maps the way I go, then danger's all I need to know. I once loved a woman wild as fire, burned my name clean off the town church choir. She said one day your fate gon' choose, and I chose the road, hard truth, rough news. Now the battlefield grown like a haunted hymn, buzzard circle low on the sky's dark rim. I told that spear, you wanna kill me, try, and it shifted slow like it rolled its eye. I knelt down close, touched a splintered grain, felt heat rise up like remembered pain. Pulled my knife, sliced my thumb edge thin, let blood drip once, a confession of sin. Gotta growl low, set my aim straight, devil I added, you don't choose my fate. Blood hit the dust, steam curling slow, a ritual made by man laying low. So I stepped ahead with a spine rebuilt, past smoke, past ghosts, past the weight of guilt. And that broken spear pointed through the gray, showed a road coffin by the end of the day. If danger shows my path tonight, then danger's where I start my fight. I ain't asking heaven to clear my view. If fear steps back when I push through, then danger's just the light I use, and walking forward's all I do. Just the light I use, and walking forward's all I do. walk thick as guilt crawled over the bend. The cliff dropped down like a preacher's thread. No trail, no rope, just the taste of regret. His coat hung heavy with the nights he tore, boots muddy from the sins he swore. He muttered, ain't no mercy in this view, and the wind hissed back like it damn well knew. Face me instead. Inside his coat, he pulled a Bible torn, pages burned, corners weathered and worn. He pressed it to his chest like a dying flame, whispered, if I'm forgiven, carve it in my name. He cut his thumb with his old Bowie blade, let a drop of blood fall where the new stone lay. Devil, he growled, you ain't getting me yet, not till I finish every damn regret. So we stepped again with a spine rebuilt, fire peeled back like confessing guilt. Each move forward made the cliff unwind, a downward path shaped by rebel mind. If the world built steps under courage he keeps, then courage is how that outlaw moves deep. He don't beg heaven, don't bargain for proof. The stone shifts under the weight of his truth. Every step born from the dark he survived, and the cliff moved with him, 'cause the man stayed alive. it hard at my boots and heels, and my faith felt thin like a rusted blade. By the leaning cross at the barbed wire turn, wood split open like a wound I earned. It tilted more when I walked on by, like it knew my sins better than the sky. Knees in the dirt, breath cut short, every bad choice filed like a damn report. I heard myself whisper, boy, bend or break, and the wind spat back, how much can you take? So I pulled one breath like dragging up a grave, straightened my back, though my hands still shaking. That crooked cross rolled slow with me, not holy but stubborn, same as it came to be. Yeah, broken faith rises with me, then rising is all I'll ever do. I left town, ghosting every bar I passed, loved too wild and prayed too fast. A girl once said, you choose the road over me, and I chose the road that's the path that won't leave. Storm rolled in like a preacher man, lightning read words about the life I had. I stared that cross down, said you fall first or I'll break myself trying to lift this curse. Cut my palm with a pocket blade thin, blood hit the wood like confessing my sin. God, I growled low, don't you make me clean, just give me something dirty that still knows how to lean. So I rose again like a man half dead, dust on my boots, fire in my head, and that beaten cross stood shoulder to mine. Two busted souls falling back in line. Yeah, broken faith rises with me, then rising is all I'll ever do. I ain't asking heaven to pull me through. If my scarred up faith rises with me, then rising is all I'll ever do. Yeah, rising in the dark like the last thing true is all I'll ever do. If broken faith rises with me, then rising is all I'll ever do. If broken faith rises with me, I stepped inside that chapel left in bones, roof half caved, pews dry as old gravestones. A busted drum sat crooked in the dust, I'd split open like a lie I couldn't trust. Light leaked in through boards like a jagged cross, every ray cutting through my guilt and loss. I muttered, damn, this room forgot its sound, and the drum stayed dead on that holy ground. I I tapped it once with a careful hand, but silence hit back like a reprimand. The more I waited for a note to come, the more it sank deeper in his funeral knoll. But when I pressed my palm to my heart and swore,
stand your ground but don't break no more,
that dead drum twitched like a ghost awake, be one sound only my will could make. If dead drums answer my vow, then vows are my heartbeat. Yeah, if the silence cracks when my truth hits, then vows keep the fire under my feet. I once ran from men who prayed for my fall, and from the woman who saw through it all. She told me strength ain't rage, just choosing the day you quit running from the debt you gotta pay. Now this drum stare back like a wounded eye, watching me breathe, watching me try. Whisper, devil, I ain't dying your way, and the hide shook once like it heard me say. I dragged my thumb across the blade I wore, drew a thin red line that I'd drawn before. Let the blood drop slow on the dusty skin, a lone outlaw right to mark where I began. Floorboards creak like a spirit's moan, wind moved in like it claimed the stone. The drum leaned close with a breath half grown, as if the dead weren't dead alone. So I raised my voice in that hollow place, no fear in my lungs, no shame on my face, and the drum beat back with a living tone, as if the walls themselves knew I'd grown. If the fallen wake up for the man who won't fade, then fire is my drum. Yeah, if the dead find rhythm when my will breaks through, then fire is the march I'm following from here on. My heartbeat ain't quiet, it's the sound that pulls the dead son forward. The desert sun burned holes in my back, red as a warning on a sinner's track. Sand curled up like a hungry flame, waiting for a man too tired to claim his name. He shimmered hard like a liar's smile, every step felt like a damn last mile. I muttered, Lord, you're trying to take me down. And the sun flared brighter, proud as a crown. I dropped on one knee, breath sharp and thin, salt on my tongue, fire in my skin. The lower I bowed in that angry light, the harder it pushed like it owned my fight. But when I stood back up with the spine unbent, looked the sky dead on with every intent, dark clouds reached in from the edge of it, throwing shade on me like a whispered prayer. The heavens hide the sun for my stand, then rising is my prayer. Yeah, if the sky shifts back when I face its wrath, then rising is the only truth I bear. Once loved a woman, fierce as July, said strength ain't fury, it's choosing to try. But I wasted years on revenge and pride, chasing ghosts through the heat, half alive inside. Now the desert watch where the vultures calm, sun swinging down like a callous palm. I whisper, devil, you ain't claiming me, and the light flicker once like it meant to see. I carved a circle in the sand with my heel, old outlaw ritual that made fate kneel. Pressed my palm to my chest, breath hot and sore, said if I walk today I ain't crawling no more, yeah. The air went still like God held his breath. weighing my grit against the weight of death. The sun wavered weak like a second guess, searching my stance for the man I pray. So I stared that blaze till it lost its clay, till the heat stepped back from the edge of my name. Clouds rolled in slow with a shadow wide, cooling the fire that wanted me fried. If the desert yields to a man who won't crawl, then will is my shield. Yeah, if the sun steps down when my breath stands firm, then will is the armor I carry into every field. I don't bow to the sun, I teach it how I grown low like a warning sign. Stone dust falling down the spine of mine. A cracked old pillar leaned over my back, shadow sharp as a railroad track. Heat from the room curl like smoke, air thick enough to make a strong man choke. I muttered, damn, is this where I am? And the column sang lower like it aimed to bend. I dropped to my knees with a breath half gone, hands in the dirt I once stood on. The more I trembled under all that weight, the deeper that pillar sealed my fate. But when I shoved back hard with a broken roar, slammed my palms against the cruel stone floor, the cracks froze still like the world drew tight, holding its breath in the ruins light. If collapse halts at my refusal, then refusal is my roar. Yeah, if the earth holds still when I push alive, then refusal is a fire I fight for more. Loved a woman carved from grit, told me strength ain't rage, it's choosing to quit. But I chased old ghosts through the wrong damn days, let guilt carve lines in my outlaw ways. Now this pillar lean like the weight of years, stone echoing back on my hidden fears. I whisper, devil, you don't own me yet, in the cracking pause like the stone regret. Drew a long red line on my wrist with my blade, a rough outlaw ritual a lost men made. Press it against the dust with a final vow. If I fall today, I fall standing now. I clenched my fist till the blood rang high, felt the ruin hum with the fight I got. The pillar trembled like a wounded beast, waiting to see if my strength had ceased. So I rose with a spine that refused to break, lifted that weight like the world's own ache. And the pillar held steady with each breath I claimed, as if the ruins knew my name. Unshamed, if the stone steps back from the man who won't fall, then iron is my skin. Yeah, if the world quits falling when my heart digs in, then iron is the armor I carry within. I ain't the one crushed under light, I'm the one who makes stepped onto that mirror of winter's breath, eyes clear as truth, quiet as death. Your shadow stretched along on that frozen skin, a thin blue world holding every sin. Cold but deep, like a preacher's doubt. No bird, no sound, no way out. You whisper, Lord, don't let me slip. And frost climb higher on your tightening grip. First step cracked like a warning sign, a jagged line running straight towards your spine. The more you hesitated on the glassy pane, the louder that I sang your name. But when you stare away with a fearless heel, showing the lake exactly what you feel. Those cracks spread out like a drawn-out map, sketching your path with each sharp snap. If the ice draws your map, then danger is your compass. If the frozen world shifts where your courage lands, then danger is the truth in your hands. You once loved a woman colder than night, said fear ain't weakness, it's learning to fight. But you ran from a fire like it burned too bright, left her standing alone in the pale moonlight. Now this lake felt like the ghost of a stair, cracking closer, asking if you dare. You muttered, if you're gonna break me, do it clean. And the ice hung back like a hidden machine. You drew a cross on the frost with your bootage there, a lone outlaw ritual freezing in there. Placed your hand on your chest, breath sharp as knife. Said if I fall today, I fall on my own drive. The lake held still as you clenched your fist, eyes glowing faint in the morning mist. Still waited quiet like it judged your stand, like dangerous sail holding the wounded stand. Then you struck the ice with a step so short, no fear, no shake, just a man endure. Cracks raced outward like a wild frontier, drawing the road only the brave can steer. If the frozen ground shifts for the fearless few, then cold is your new guide. If the lake reveals past when your doubt runs thin, then cold is the compass you keep inside. Whoa. You never need a safe, just a place bold enough to test your stride. Town gate at dusk, sand in my teeth, iron in my trust. A reaper scythe hung high above, slow like a curse I never loved. Rust rattled soft like a dying hymn. Wind crawled cold of my shadow's rim. I muttered, Lord, don't judge me yet. And the blade dipped down like a dead-eyed net. I kept my eyes low, boots dragging through, but the side leaned closer like it already knew. The more my fear tightened my breath within, the lower that blade traced my skin. Oh, when I stood tall with my chin held high, stared that steel dead in the sky. Wind shifted sharp like a change of fate, lifting that side back from its killing weight. If death rises for my defiance, then defiance is my breath. Yeah, if the wind pulls back when I stand unbowed, then defiance is the oath I keep against death. I once loved a woman carved out of night. Told me strength ain't wrath, it's choosing what's right. But I carry revenge like a loaded gun. Ooh, chasing shadows instead of the sun. Now the scythe hung over the road I tread, a reminder of every oath I fled. I whispered, devil, you ain't taking me. And the steel trembled weak like it wanted to flee. Yeah. I knelt in the dust, scratched a line with my blade. A small outlaw ritual the old cowboys made. Pressed my palm to the earth, breath burning thin. Said if I die tonight, I die with my chin. The wind paused still like the world drew in, weighing the truth of a man and his sin. That side shivered soft like a loosened chain, waiting to see if I'd cave again. So I lifted my head to the storm gray air. No fear in my bones, no tremble to spare. And that scythe rose higher with each breath I claimed, as if death itself felt my name untamed. If the steel steps back from the fire I show, then courage is my skin. Yeah, if the wind retreats from a man unbroken, then courage is the armor I'm living in. I ain't outrunning death, I'm teaching it where I stand. He been walking that long red road, dust on his boots, lies on his load. A black raven perched on his sunburned side, clinging on tight like a curse that won't slide. Wind cut sharp through his desert sweat, shadows crawl around him like a gambler's debt. He muttered, hell, ain't I paid enough? But the raven blinked slow like it caught his bluff. He tried to shake it loose with a broken stride. Heartbeat quick, no place to hide. The more he trembled in the dying light, the deeper that bird dug in for the night. But when he stood still on that silent plain, lifted his chin against the burning pain, that raven rose slow with the shadows gray, like the dark itself stepped back from his face. Fear leaves when he freezes, and stillness is his blade. If night pulls back for fearless heart, then stillness is the outlaw he's made. Loved a woman, fierce as sin, told him strength ain't muscle, it's letting truth in. But he ran instead, chased his own goals down, lost himself halfway between pride and town. Now the raven clung like a long black scar, a mirror of the man he thought he was so far. He whispered, "Devil, I'm done being led," and the bird twitched once like it heard what he said. He scuffed a small circle in the dirt below, an outlaw ride only old men know. Stood inside it firm, breath cold and raw, said if fear's gonna stay, it's gonna know my law. He didn't run this time, didn't shake nor sway, just stared at dust till it blinked away. The raven quivered soft like a hinge undone, feathers lifting slow in the down-year sun. He stood carved strong in the wind's cold bite, jaw like steel, eyes hard as night. And the raven rose higher with each breath he owned, till it vanished in the sky like a debt it atoned. If fear breaks free from the man unshaken, if the dark steps back from the truth he keeps, then silence is the battle he's already won. He ain't the man fear follows.